Scientists from 8 countries of the world gathered in Tomsk in July to participate in the first international summer school on the natural conditions of high altitude and Arctic regions as indicators of climate change. National Research Tomsk State University organized the summer school, and its field component took place at TSU's geographical station Aktru in the Altai mountains. The plenary part of the summer school was held on the 4th and 5th of July at Tomsk State University. The next day participants left for the expedition, setting out on a 1,300-kilometer journey. They made several stops along the way, enabling them not only to take a break, but also to see something new of the rich nature of Altai. The first overnight stop was in the South Siberia Botanical Garden of Altai State University, where members of the expedition were met with hearty hospitality and an excursion around the Altai Falcon Ornithological Observatory, where birds of prey native to the region have been bred and studied for many years. In the hatchery, the guests saw uniquely patterned hawks, held a live owl in their hands, and had the bravest had their photograph taken with a griffon vulture, a rare bird for these parts. Having got to know each other better, the summer school participants enjoyed a warm evening with guitar-accompanied singing. The next day saw a journey from Barnaul and Bisk to the mountainous part of the Great Chuya Highway. The Chuya Highway is the main and probably only significant highway in the whole of Altai. It takes its historical beginning from the settlement of Maima, 9 kilometers from Gorno Altaisk. A large part of the highway follows the right bank of the Katun River, then crosses it and goes through the Seminsky-Chiketaman passes. It is a very picturesque journey. Especially beautiful places begin approximately from the borders of Altai Krai and Altai Republic, and go, changing with unimaginable speed, right up to the Mongolian border. At the end of the second day of the expedition, the summer school participants stopped to the campsite on the right bank of the Katun River. A rapid torrent of ice water flows along the rock wash, creating the main water artery of Altai, the River Katun. The glacier-derived nourishment of this river plays a significant role in the well-being of the Katun's ecosystem. The members of the expedition decide to appraise the power of the river by getting in rafts and taking up oars. After being soaked by the Katun's icy waters, they had to light a fire to keep warm. In the morning, the participants heard an introductory lecture by Tomsk professors on the nature of Altai. The uniqueness of the region for researchers is many different types of terrain in close proximity. Geological structures and evidence of earthquakes contrast and are easily seen, and the wildlife is diverse and often unmatched. On the third day, the expedition arrived at the campsite on the Yalaman River, the first leg of the serious part of the journey. The Yalaman Valley bears witness to the geological processes that occurred on the territory of Altai thousands of years ago, and which are discussed by geologists today all over the world. The famous Katun terraces serve as evidence of the mega floods of the past caused by glacial activity. The mysterious landscapes, scree debris, icy water of the river, and scent of sage and thyme unite in a single picture of beauty and power of the mountain regions of Altai. The participants of the summer school saw with their own eyes how the murky waters of the Chuya River merged with the turquoise waters of the Katun. The day's journey ended with the viewing of the petroglyphs, ancient cave drawings, whose origins are to this day the source of scholarly dispute. After a hard journey, a night's rest, and then it's time to press onwards to the final destination, the glaciers. The Chuya Highway meanders past villages and small settlements, and here we see for the first time the glaciers. They are still far away, but the endpoint is visible, the small Aktru glacier, at the foot of which is located the Alpine Camp and the geographical station of Tomsk State University. This is where the summer school will reach its pinnacle. This is where the main excursions, lectures and presentations will take place. The expedition arrived at the Aktru station on the 5th day. The mountains of Altai are the third largest glacial region in Russia, after Central Asia and the Caucasus. Here are more than 1,000 glaciers varying in size. For a man, be he scientist or tourist, the most accessible are to this day the glaciers of Aktru. That is why in the 19th century, to this valley bearing the same name as the river originating in the Aktru glacial system, came the first Russian researchers from Tomsk State University, the first university in the Asian part of Russia, founded in 1878. And in the middle of the last century, Professor Mikhail Tronov, a distinguished scholar and founder of the Siberian Glaciological School, established here, at the foot of the glaciers, Tomsk State University's geographical station. It is located at an altitude of 2,150 meters above sea level, not far from the Mongolian border. The vast experience of research and continual monitoring of glaciers and the Aktru ecosystem over many years kindles the interest of scientists from across the world. In 2011, TSU's geographical station became an observer member of the international network ScanNet, the Scandinavian and North European network of field stations studying terrestrial ecosystems. The ascent to the station was accomplished in all-terrain military vehicles. The route from the Chuya Highway first lay in the Kuraisky Steppe, and then along a stony road, fording the white waters of the Aktru River. The younger members of the expedition spent the night in tents around a large fire, while their older colleagues stayed in small cozy cabins. After a difficult journey, dinner in the station's canteen seemed especially tasty. The next morning saw a trip to the foot of the small Aktru glacier. The final point of the journey was a place where not long ago, perhaps only 10 years previously, was covered in ice. Today it is a deposit of small rocks intersected by small streams. The glacier is retreating, yet another indication of global warming, to which Nobel laureate Terry Callahan returns again and again during his lecture the same evening. The second day at the station, only the most resilient members of the expedition were taken on the trek to the Blue Lake, located almost 3,000 meters above sea level. The path to the icy body of water traverses steep rock debris and the surface area of the large Aktru glacier. For unprepared travelers, it is a great effort. Paths are scarce. It's necessary to jump in moraine from rock to rock, slide along wet clay, and all around the noise and cold foam of the icy river. It's cold on the glacier. From the snowy peak of the Aktru blow cold winds. In places, the deep cracks cut across the ice, which is crisscrossed by streams. Here the width of the glacier itself is approximately 1 kilometer, and the thickness of the ice reaches 300 meters and more. And here is the Blue Lake. In truth, the water of the lake is more green than blue, and also close to freezing, although there are those daring enough to take a dip. Yet for most of the visitors, the lake and its surroundings are most interesting subjects for research and making additions to botanical and geological collections. The third day at the Aktru station was a day of presentations. Participants of the International Summer School presented to colleagues their research on the most different aspects of natural sciences. Saying farewell to the Aktru station, members of the summer school spoke many warm words addressed to the organizers of the visit, and no doubt made plans together for the future. Not in vain were all components of the environment included in the name of the expedition, including geology, landscape, permafrost, glaciers, and regional flora and fauna. Complexity is the distinguishing feature of the Aktru summer school. Specialists from many different spheres took part in the summer school, scholars at the forefront of science, and young scientists, upon whose shoulders it will fall to develop that science in the future. The expedition not only raised international collaboration to a new level in the matter of preserving the environment, its participants all found something new for themselves in the magnificent and unrivaled mountains of Altai. They also experienced more deeply and clearly the beauty and frailty of nature, along with the necessity of its careful study and preservation for future generations.